Alright, this is a technical demo of Pentive, meaning that if you're not a programmer, you're probably not going to understand anything that I say. But yeah, this is basically just a clone of Anki, but online. I'm trying to basically support every single feature that Anki has, except with the web interface. Please know that I am not a web dev, nor a front-end, especially not a front-end dev. Which is why the front end is going to look completely trashy and terrible, and maybe someday I'll get around to actually making something that looks good. But right now, that's not the purpose of this video. So let's go to the app. Let me open the console because a lot of output's going to appear here. And first, I want to demonstrate the fact that this works while offline. So right now, if I go here and I turn this onto offline mode, I can still refresh it, and it still works. Wow. So like if I go to google.com, no internet, but this site still works because it's loading all the resources through the service worker. Which is pretty cool. So let's go back to here. So this page right here is just a dashboard for me, the programmer, to like click buttons and easily get stuff done that I want to have happen. So like, for example, I can import an Anki page. Obviously, when I get to want to do something better, I can create a better UI, but I just click that button and then import Ultimate Geography deck. So cool, that finished. If I click on templates, templates is just my word for note types. I don't like the name note types, so I just want a template because I liked it better. Someone can feel free to try and talk me out of it. But otherwise, what I have here is literally just a clone of the design of Anki. Design here being like software design, not obviously the UI design. Okay, all right. So I clicked on like this card here. We see it's France. SVGs work, PNGs work. And here is an iframe of a preview of the front and back of the card. So like question like what location is, the answer is France. Wow. So this can work while offline. Hop back to the network tab, we can see we're still offline. I am now going to try and turn that off though, so I can show syncing working. So let's go back online, go back to here, go home, refresh the screen just to make sure that everything's squeaky clean. I don't get that 404 because now I can connect to the Pew.js server, and I click on my Pew ID here to copy it. And if I resize, you can see here I already have ready another window on another instance of Chrome. And I can go to templates to show that, hey, this is empty. Cards, and say like, hey, we have no cards here. But now, I'll click on that to make sure I copied it. I go back to here and paste that in, turn screen when it's connected, and now it's going to send some data back and forth. Give it a second. All right, it applied a ton of changes, a lot of data in Ultimate Geography, so that does take a second. I'll create a loading bar someday, but as you can see, obviously, hey, we are easily able to send data and blobs, PNGs. So yeah, we can sync data from one browser instance to another pretty seamlessly. And this is using CR SQLite, which is basically SQLite in the browser, but with CRDTs. So I can go like here and do like select star from card. Oh shoot, limit 100. Yeah, well, whatever. Still responded pretty okay. Yeah, so like this is just ordinary SQLite syntax here, so this which makes developing way nicer than having to use IndexedDB. Okay, so I just imported the OnKing step 2v4 deck here. I did that offline because it takes a few minutes. I didn't want you guys to wait. And let's go ahead and take a look at the one note type that's inside of it, aka what I'm calling a template. This is a preview of the front side. If you click on cards, you can see one with a picture. All right, so we can see here the text with the closed deletion and some copyrighted content. If we scroll all the way down here to the bottom, we can see here that there's the edit word here, which is due to a missing plugin. Normally, you can in Anki, you can click on it and then edit the field. So we need to add that behavior with the plugin. So I want to demonstrate that. Before I do that, though, I'm going to go to the home here, and you can see here that we have 3 counters. The first one is on the main app. The second one here is a plugin placeholder. It's some default behavior that a plugin will come in later to modify. Right now, it increments it by 2. Big surprise. And then finally here is a nested component inside of the plugin that comes from the original app. And so that's why it says this belongs to the app. It is giving to the plugin some certain type of component, some type of DOM element to mount. And so I just wanted to show off some nested behavior in this application. So let's go to plugins, choose a file, and go to Svelte. And so this is going to be interesting because my application is written in Solid, but this plugin here is written in Svelte. And so I'm just going to dive into that for a second and talk about code because everybody loves code. Right now, the way that plugins work is they hook into the dependency injection container. So basically, you can register any service you want with your own behavior. So right now, we are using a different type of regex to look for and replace stuff with what I'm calling an edit field replacer. But it, if you know regex, you can kind of read this. And I want to show off the example plugin here, which is going to be the DOM element that's going to be mounted that I showed earlier. And so here's some HTML that's going to be shown, and here's the placeholder where it's going to mount the child component that I'll show later. So let's go ahead back to here, import the plugin, refresh the screen, and boom, you can see like immediately we have this beautiful orange color that indicates that we are now using the Svelte plugin because I'm a good designer. Let's go ahead and check out that plugin here, and now we can see here that instead of incrementing or decrementing by 2, we now multiply by 2, and it updates state as you can see, and we can even start to get into floats. So that is how a Svelte plugin can include inside of it a solid component. This component here is written in solid. Okay, so let's go back to cards. Let's go on touch. Let's go all the way down here, and now we can see that the edit fields are not appearing because the plugin has kicked in and is replacing the fields properly. So let's go ahead and show how uploading works. So if I go to templates, this is where you define what, it's basically a subreddit. So if I create like med school 2, because this is the second take. This is where we define what subreddit we want to upload it to. I use the word subreddit because this is pretty much Reddit, right? But I can't obviously call it a subreddit because it's trademarked. So I'm calling it Nook for now. Better names are welcome. I can't think of anything better, but whatever. So let's go to cards now. And so that template just defines a possibility. You don't actually upload it at that point. So let's go and click on a random card here. And so you indicate that this card is ready to upload by clicking this checkbox, which now gives you 2 checkboxes because I'm an amazing designer. Let's go to home, and now we can upload the templates. Give it a second to upload all the various media, and then I'm going to upload notes. All right, so now let's go back to Pentive, and we can do med school 2. And cool, let's go ahead and look at it by clicking on the comments. And we can see here we're running into the problem again with the edit field. And so we can solve this in 2 ways. Either you could upload a plugin to this main site now, because remember the plugins are only local to your app, or you can modify the template to remove this, because I feel like forcing everybody to use a edit field is kind of annoying. So let's go with that for now. So let's go ahead and go back, go to templates, edit the template. And so let's go ahead and search for edit, colon, can I multi-cursor? There we go. And delete that. Oh, and there's extra colons there. Okay. Boom. All right, now that is done. I scroll all the way down to the bottom, click on that save button. Cool. So we go all the way back up to the top, and we click on comments. You can see that the edit fields are no longer appearing. Great. So let's copy this URL and go to our second Chrome. So notice, by the way, The username here is source, so you have to like leave a comment saying hi, and source says hi. Cool. And then target is the username here, and I can reply saying hello. And now we have some nested comments going on. And let's open up the app for target, and we can look in cards and see here that it's empty, and also templates is empty. So let's open up the console here again. Click on download. It will yell at us because it tells us we don't have the remote template. So I need to first go up to the top, go to templates here, download this template. So now if I refresh this screen, boom, we have this template now. And now we go back. Okay, I know. And click on the comments, and now I can finally download this bloody card. This item points or whatever. Click on cards, refresh. Hey, there it is. And images are downloaded, and tags should also be here. Cool. All right. That's basically it. I hope you can see the Reddit resemblance. There will be ways to like upload and download cards and all that jazz. I haven't really thought through those features yet.